Hello guys, welcome to my video. Today in this video I will show you how to make a teleportation system in 3 different ways. So let's get to the video. Alright guys, so here I made 3 different ways and I will explain how each one works. First way is through touching a part. As you can see, I touched that part and it teleported me here. I can also trigger this proximity prompt which teleports me here. This proximity prompt teleported me here, but because I touched that part, it teleported back here. Now there's another way. It's through clicking a button on the screen. It teleports me here, just like that. Let's get started. So first way is through touching a part. First we connect the part and give it a variable, part1. As you can see, there is a Roblox event called touched. When we say part1.touched, any part that touches this part, it doesn't have to be player. It can be base plate, it can be an NPC. Now here what we do is we get this value, hit value, the part which touched this part. We need to make sure it's a player. So we use an if statement to see if this is a player. What we do is if this hit part is a part of the player's character, then its parent must be the character. So this must be the character. And if this is character, it must contain the humanoid. So we just say find first child humanoid. If there's no humanoid here, this will be false, which if statement will not read this part. If this value is true, if the hit.parent is character, if hit is a part under the player's character model, then here we go to next line. The script will read our next line. It says local player equals game get service players. You can use get service instead of saying game.players. It's safer. We have a function called get player from character. As we just checked, if hit.parent is character, we can safely use get player from character. Use hit.parent, which will give us the player. Through player we can get the character. Through character we can use the move to function. Here we move to part2.position. This function uses a vector tree, and this position is also a vector tree value, so there's no error happening. This is how the first way works. Here we have the second way, through proximity prompt. This is easier because you can just connect to proximity prompt. There's an event called triggered. You can just use it whenever the proximity prompt is triggered. It fires this event and it also gives us the player, so we don't really have to check if it's a player or not like we did in the first way. We are just going to say chr is the player.character, chr move to part1.position. Yeah, you can change this position value as you wish. You can say, for example, vector3.near 0, 10, 20. It'll still work. Let me show you. Here we can hold this proximity prompt. Just teleported us to here because that's the vector tree value we gave this function. Now the third way, which is through clicking a button on the screen. In this way we use the remote events. Remote events are a way to connect the server side and the client side. We have a text button and we have a local script in it. You can customize the button as you wish. Our local script activates this code right here. Here we have events and replicated storage values. When the player clicks this button, activates this button, we fire a server event, events.teleportation, this remote event, and we pass down a value. Hold up.
One eternity later.
Here we pass down the position of the part3 value to the server side. Because we pass down this value, we can just teleport the player in the server side script, which is the script in our server script service. Here we have the script, our third way. Our third way is through connecting this event. When it's fired, we use the same variables, events, replicated storage, wait for child events, and events.teleportation on server event. This event is fired when the event is fired on the server, as its name suggests. Here we connect this event and function. The first value is always the client who fired the server event. The second value is the position, the value we pass down to our server script here, as you can see. Game get service workspace wait for child part3.position, a vector 3 value. Here, because we have the player, we can just say player.character. We can use the move to function because we have the position value already, and then just say position. Here it works flawlessly. Thank you for watching my video. If you have any suggestions for next video, let me know in the comments, guys.